Few years ago, Sri Lankan economy was thriving. Government was able to give employment to all graduates. However, sadly, our economy has crumbled. Government is no longer available to provide employment to graduates. And even private sector employment also very scarce. Therefore, in this scenario, we have to adapt. And there's a beacon of hope that is the culture of startups. Today, I am going to tell you about promoting startups culture among university undergraduates and graduates. First of all, let me introduce you to the social perception we have on businessmen and businesses in the whole in Sri Lanka. Take, for example, this character. He is Poli Mudalali, or rich businessman, as portrayed in Sri Lanka's longest running teledrama, Kopikade in ITN. Here in this teledrama, this rich businessman is portrayed as a grey character. So sadly, we can see business often triggers skepticism and distrust in our society. Let me ask you this. Is our education is solely designed to produce only engineers, doctors, and other professionals? Of course, these employment are so important, but there are other ways of employment. Let me introduce some of the good entrepreneurs that we have produced from TEDxUSriJayewardenepura during my era, that is in 1980s. Take, for example, Mr. Vagapitiya. Like all other graduates, after graduating from the management faculty, Vagapitiya enters government job, Sri Lanka Shipping Corporation, as a shipping management training. However, then he got interested in business. He became businessman in shipping, and also he went into develop LPG gas, petroleum distribution, hotels, and many more enterprises. Then Dr. Ravi Liyanage also graduated from our management faculty and obtained business management degree. He also joined Sri Lanka Customs as a customs officer. His tipping point came when he converted his mother's tasteful recipe, this soya meat recipe, into Sraigam soya meat, where he got technical advice from Professor Bamunu Arachi, Arthur Bamunu Arachi from our science faculty. Then last but not least, let me introduce you Mr. Bandar Disanayaka. He has, in fact, he hasn't got a job after graduation. He has started tuition startup. He has transferred this traditional bench-based tuition into one of the most sophisticated, technology-oriented institutes. All these stories are worth telling because they have ventured beyond traditional path, and they have discovering new ways of entrepreneurship. So how do we start or the innovate startup culture in our universities? Last year, with the help of career guidance unit of our University of Sri Jayewardenepura, we have started what is called Startup Hub. Our idea is to help students to create businesses and to accelerate the businesses, and actually we will try them to become real businesses. However, there is a still struggle we are facing because there are some issues that to trigger innovation in our university academic culture. I will tell you a few examples. Last year we have seen some students are producing products but which are not user tested. There was one product, nitrite-free sausages by adding rajala. And there was another product, speaking gloves, which is meant to be helping deaf people. And there is a smart helmet. All these products have not been tested with the real users. So remember, it's not innovation, is not about real true revolution, but it's about defining what the customer needs. So if you are interested in starting a business, how can you start a business? There's a book called $100 Startup. So in this book says, if you want to start a business, it is very simple. You need three things. That is a business idea, or you need a product or service to sell. Secondly, you need eager customers to buy your product. Thirdly, you need a payment method. So it's that simple. You need an idea, customers, and method of getting your payment. Also, surprisingly, most of the mini businesses you can start with a minimum capital. In this book says you can start a business as low as 100 US dollars, or about 25,000 to 30,000 US dollars. You can start a small micro business. I will also introduce you in our startup hub last year, which I saw that some of the budding entrepreneurs emerging in our university, what type of startups they have started. In Sri Lanka, many of the startups are service-based startups because they are easy to set up, and also you can start them with a very minimum capital. For example, providing tuition is a very popular business in our university system among students. And also photography, taking photographs of events, weddings, etc. And also selling items, small items, particularly street food, etc. In fact, tonight, after this event, I am going to this Japura Kadamantia, where entrepreneurs marketplace in our university. Apart from these service-based marketplaces, there are other product entrepreneurs we have developed. There is one student, he is producing flavored tea. And there is a polymer science student, which is polymer science knowledge. He is producing weatherproof paint. And there is another student, which has become very popular, now he's a graduate. He's producing noodles out of jackfruit, which is called Kosposha. And there are some students who are producing university memorabilia. And one plant science student, during COVID-19 pandemic time, she has started selling plants, indoor plants online. And there is a forest and environment science student, she has started environment certification company. Then there's another book called The Lean Startup by Eric Ries. He says, you have to start your business step by step. First, you have to develop what is known as a minimum viable product. You first develop the minimum viable product, then test with the customers, then you can have the good product. First, you have to have the basic or minimum version, then you can test either with the friends and family, then you can develop that one. In Sri Lanka, we have a lot of challenges, issues. So now, by your startups, we can solve these challenges faced by our society. There are issues in Sri Lanka in agriculture, education, energy, there are a lot of sectors. So we can change these challenges into opportunities. Take, for example, Israel, which is illustrated in this book, Startup Nation. They have transformed their adversity into world-renowned ecosystem culture. So why can't we? We can also turn our challenges into opportunities. And Sri Lanka can also venture into a thriving startup nation. By doing so, we can find solution to unemployment and tackle current issues and even solve current economic crisis in our country. So I invite you all, let's get together and let's be the architects of new generation of entrepreneurs in our country. So I invite you to join with us to produce next generation of entrepreneurs and startup culture here in this our university system. Thank you.